The figure eight. Okay. All right. This guy, I don't know. Okay, so apparently Joe Rogan kind of like went off on like a little bit of a, I wouldn't call it a rant, but like I don't know, a monologue, I guess. I don't know. He just kind of started talking about his thoughts on the war in Ukraine and how Russia has been using intercontinental ballistic missiles, which are capable of carrying nukes, which is basically the whole message Russia's trying to send to America, is that, you know, if we keep pushing, these things could have easily had nukes in them and there's nothing you could have done to stop them. That's what they were saying. Because those things go really fucking fast and we can't, there is no stopping it. They're literally like they shoot, I'm pretty sure they shoot up into space and then they detach into like 7 different warheads and then they just like fucking cluster bomb with nukes. It's not a good day. That is not a good day. Those things are fucking terrifying. They're not good. And so obviously Joe Rogan is a little bit worried, because you should be. You should be worried. I mean, I know everyone's like, oh, the world hasn't ended yet, but like, if you look into like the history of nukes and the amount of fuck ups and close calls we've had, it's shocking. And again, we've only had nukes for like what, 80 years now. So it's like, it's not like there's a ton of data. Okay. We can't just keep thinking that like we can push things to the limit and fuck around with these world ending devices and nothing's going to happen. Like, you know, something's going to happen if we keep fucking around, because, you know, the saying, you know, the more you fuck around, the more you find out. And, you know, apparently the left is super pro-war and they want the war to continue in Ukraine. And Joe Rogan is against that because Donald Trump says he's going to try and stop the war in Ukraine. And I believe Trump will try to stop the war in Ukraine. I'm not sure if he's going to do it the right way, which is like, you know, Ukraine isn't going to lose any land. It's not going to lose its sovereignty. I think Trump might fuck over Ukraine a little bit, but I mean, like, it's got to end, bro. If a little bit of land is lost on the Ukrainian side, fine. Okay. I don't know. It's not my country, so I'm able to say that, but you know, I just think if you were living in Ukraine, would you really want the war to continue? Or would you be okay if Russia took over some of the fucking rubble in the front lines, you know? Who gives a shit? Like, just take the land, stop killing all these, you know, young men. They're not even young anymore. I think the average age of the people fighting in Ukraine right now is like 35, 40. Like, all the kids are fucking dead, bro. So to say that you want the war to continue, which is what this guy's going to do. I watched like a minute or two of this and I don't know. I just thought like this guy's just a fucking idiot, and I'd like to talk about it. Plus, I've seen a lot of people losing their shit on Twitter saying that like Joe Rogan is saying that Ukraine doesn't have the right to defend itself. That's just not true. You know, people are calling Elon Musk a pedophile. I don't know why.
All right, this clip of Joe Rogan just pissed me off, but the onus is now on us to.
You can already hear the autism. Is this a weird feature? They got like a sliding bar for the speed. What the fuck? Here, I'm gonna put it at this.
All right, this clip of Joe Rogan.
Fucking hell. Okay. Wait, whoa. Wait, hang on a second. Stable volume. What is that? Here. I'm not sure. Dude, I've always fucked up with the audio in these videos. I fucked up. It's either I'm too quiet, the video's too loud. The video's too quiet, I'm too loud. Like, it's just fucking whatever. I'm just gonna do it. Fuck off if you hate it in the comments. All right.
All right, this clip of Joe Rogan just pissed me off, but the onus is now on us to thoroughly debunk this. So we can put Joe Rogan on the list of people who have sold out our country for Donald Trump, right below Elon Musk, and right above Tim Pool, who took $500,000 a month from Russia.
Actually, I might need to slow this down, because he's gonna throw out a lot of shit. And I'm not gonna have time to debunk all of it if it's going in 1.5.
Was exposed by the DOJ and then said this in a clip.
This is psychotic. Ukraine is the enemy of this country. Ukraine is our enemy, being funded by the Democrats. I will stress this again. One of the greatest enemies of our nation right now is Ukraine.
Friend of the show, Brett Meiselas says,
whoever the fuck, okay, I don't know who Brett Meiselas is, but I do know that this guy has nothing to do with Joe Rogan. Anything he just said is not what Joe Rogan believes. Joe Rogan doesn't even know this guy. You know, I don't know who I think it's Tim Pool or something. I don't know.
and I ask, does this sound like somebody being paid by Russia to you? It absolutely does.
This guy also, yeah, this guy got paid, or apparently he got paid by Russia to say Russian propaganda or something. Which, who knows, might be true. I don't know. But, I mean, he's got a really radical right fan base. And I wouldn't even classify them as right. I just think, you know, radical bigots. Like, this guy's... he's like on the level of... what's that one guy who pepper sprayed somebody outside of his house? I can't think of his name. But he's just one of those, like, Nazi types, you know?
And this brings us over to Joe Rogan, who is not only eating up Russian propaganda.
He's not, though. He's not. He has a daughter. He has a good life. Obviously, he doesn't want World War III to happen. He's got things he cares about. This, on the other hand, this is a guy who has nothing going for himself. And he's never seen combat. He's never been on the front lines. And he just wants a war to continue and people to die that he doesn't know.
Lapping it up, but then spewing it to his millions and millions of impressionable followers. He's acting like he knows something, but he reveals in this clip that he doesn't even read past the headlines. He doesn't even read the full headlines. He literally just repeats the last piece of Russian propaganda that he heard. And
here's my question. If he's just reading the headlines, then how is he repeating the Russian propaganda that he heard? Are the headlines the Russian propaganda or not? What are you talking about?
I want you to keep in mind before I play this, everything he says strips Ukraine of its sovereignty and strips Russia of any blame.
It doesn't.
So before I play this first clip,
it doesn't.
Russia was the one who unilaterally invaded Ukraine in 2022.
They did.
Vladimir Putin has repeatedly shown imperial ambitions. In 2008, he invaded Georgia. In 2014, he invaded Crimea. In 2022, he invaded Ukraine fully, and he's not going to stop after that. Vladimir Putin is the one who is a warmonger. It's not hard to tell he's a terrible person and Russia is a dictatorship. And what Russia does is they try to weaken the conscience of the American public. See, a democracy thrives when the people who live in it are strong and informed, but a dictatorship thrives when the people living inside of it are weak and scared. So what Vladimir Putin has been doing is waging an intentional war on the minds of American citizens. Now, he's not...
Okay, so a lot of things he just said, and I'm going to try and like quickly talk about it. So obviously, I totally agree. Russia is the aggressor. They invaded Ukraine. They are warmongers. Putin is a dictator. I agree with all that. He's a terrible fucking guy. Russia's a terrible place. But like, fuck, I don't know where I was going with that. But I agree with a lot of the things he just said. I agree with a lot of it. But I don't agree with, you know, saying that you want the war to end and that you want a peace treaty to happen is a bad thing. I don't, fuck, there's some... I'm retarded, fuck. Whatever, dude. Well, I'll just keep playing it, dude. There was a point I was going to make, but I already fumbled my words too much.
Not waging a ground war in America. He's doing the ground war in Ukraine, but he's waging an invisible war against Americans, and Joe Rogan is a straight pawn. Elon Musk is a straight pawn. America is currently losing the second Cold War that isn't official, but it is a Cold War right now of disinformation. I think that Russia is winning, and this clip proves it. I'd like to play this.
Real quick, unrelated. I got a comment like, dude, stop pausing so much. If I don't pause enough, then this guy just spit out like 9 different things that I need to talk about. And then when I try and go through all of them just by memory, I fucking lose it. I don't know. I think that's what happened there. If I wanted to pause like 15 seconds earlier so I could like say some shit, but I didn't. I was like, I'm just going to add that to what else I'm going to say. Fuck. I don't know, dude. I have to pause.
This clip, and I like to thoroughly debunk everything that he says. Make sure you drop a like. Make sure you subscribe.
I got goldfish brain. I can't think. Also, if I pause, then, you know, let's say the audio's fucked up. You can at least hear him, and then you'll hear me, you know?
Quit yapping, but just remember, Ukraine is a sovereign nation, and Joe Rogan keeps stripping...
I'm going to go full screen. Well, no, not full screen. I'll do this. This is like the cheat code to full screen.
that sovereignty away.
Oh, I feel safer knowing that Trump is in office.
I do too.
I feel great about it. Like I just like.
What I don't feel safer is right now they're launching missiles into Russia.
Yeah.
How are you allowed to do that when you're on the way out? Like the people don't want you to be there anymore. There should be like some sort of a pause for like significant actions that could potentially start World War III. Maybe that would be a good thing that we would like to avoid from a dying former
I agree
president.
with that.
Okay, we are trying to avoid World War III. That is exactly why we provide Ukraine with weaponry. So Joe.
There's a complete flaw in logic right there. That is crazy. We're trying to prevent World War III by giving Ukraine missiles to shoot into deep Russia. Like, what the fuck are you talking about? Yeah, let's hit Moscow with a missile with an American flag on it. That's how you avoid World War III. What are you talking about, dude? That is not how you avoid World War III. The thing is, Ukraine is winning. They are winning. They have lower casualties, and they have drones that are fucking up Russia. Russia is pulling in North Koreans and using World War II artillery. They're fucking losing. What does a country that's losing have left? Nukes. That's the problem. We're firing missiles into a country with nukes. We've never done that before. I mean, we might have, but I don't know. The major wars that I can think of are Iraq, Vietnam, Afghanistan. Like, we've only attacked countries that didn't have nuclear capabilities. This is the issue here, is that it's never been done before. To my knowledge, there might be some like crazy, war that I'm not thinking of. Or you could say that, like, when we were invading Cuba, sort of, with the Bay of Pigs, it's the same as, attacking a country with nuclear weapons because Russia was allied with Cuba or whatever the fuck. I don't know. You could say that, but I mean, that's not really a good analogy.
Joe Rogan says, quote, they're launching missiles at Russia. How are you allowed to do that? There's a lot wrong here. First of all, Ukraine is not recklessly launching missiles. They are targeting military infrastructure, and this is the first time they've actually had the ability to do that with American equipment. Russia is the one that has been unilaterally bombing the shit out of Ukraine for years. Bomb after bomb after bomb in Ukraine, but then Ukraine fires back one time. Ukraine fires back one or two times, and now Joe Rogan is freaking the hell out. And it's really funny because Vladimir Putin very intentionally launched back this rocket. It's a new, unique type of rocket that has the ability to carry a nuke because Vladimir Putin likes to have a monopoly on the escalation. He likes to be the one that uses escalatory rhetoric. He likes to be the one that threatens nukes. But Vladimir Putin would never actually do that. And anytime the West begins to use escalatory rhetoric, hey, if you do that, we'll...
I don't think Putin would use nukes. Now, but I definitely think it is a possibility in the future. Like, if Kamala got elected and this war went on another 4 years, it's entirely possible that a nuke could get used in Ukraine, on Ukraine, killing God knows how many civilians and soldiers. Like, it would not be good. It would be terrible. To advocate for that is, I think it's evil.
We'll fire back, we'll nuke you back. Then all of a sudden people like Joe Rogan lose their effing mind. So again, they're allowing Vladimir Putin to have a monopoly on the escalatory rhetoric here. Yeah. And in doing so, they strip Ukraine away from any of their sovereignty, and they ignore the fact that Russia has probably...
Think about it like this. If Hitler had nukes and he restrained himself, do you really think he would have not used them, as we were invading Germany? I'm pretty sure he would have used it. If we're comparing... Putin to Hitler, I think Putin is capable of using nukes, at least strategically, on military targets, which is still fucking horrible.
He shot 10 times as many rockets in Ukraine as the other way around. So just keep that in mind, and let's keep going.
If you've been in a car accident...
Shut up, bitch. I'm not going to edit this out. I'm just going to let that play real quick. There we go.
It's the whole thing is nuts.
I mean, look, I don't know shit about politics.
Zelensky says Putin is terrified. Fuck you, man. Fuck you people. You fucking people are about to start World War III.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Russia fired a missile today.
They fired an intercontinental ballistic missile for the first time ever.
Okay, so I forgot about the World War III part. I meant to debunk that as well.
You know what's interesting? So when the left fires missiles into Russia, it's completely ridiculous to say that there's a possibility of nuclear war. But when Trump is threatening North Korea, a way less nuclear capable country, with nuclear war, what do you think CNN did? They fucking fearmongered the shit out of that. The left was all for it. They were like, Trump is trying to start World War III. There's gonna be nukes. And you know how I know that? Because I was fucking scared. I was a little kid at the time. And Trump is like threatening North Korea. And I'm like freaking the fuck out as a kid. I think I'm going to die. And I'm like, fuck you, Trump, fuck you. I'm watching John Oliver. John Oliver's like talking about nukes and how they're going to kill us all. And it's like fucking scaring the shit out of me. I was a leftist as a kid, bro. I was a little kid and I was a leftist watching John Oliver getting scared. So that's how I know the left at one point was scared of nuclear war when Trump was the one antagonizing. But when it's no longer threats and you're actually shooting missiles into a country, and as long as it's your party, then it's not actually a real threat. Get the fuck out of here with that.
World War III would happen if Vladimir Putin has the ability to just take land and never get checked by our international order. For example, when he tried to invade Georgia, and then when he successfully invaded Crimea, he grabbed these territories and he's slowly just grabbing land. So if there's a reality where Vladimir Putin was able to walk into Ukraine and take it with no pushback, what happens when he takes the next?
Was Crimea and all those other, like, were they even, I mean, were they NATO countries? Like, what the fuck? Is Crimea even a country? Is that a city? I have no fucking idea. I'm not European. Sorry if you get offended by that. I don't know the fucking globe that well.
Next country. In the next country, he has imperial ambition.
America is the only country in the world. I saw a meme of the Earth, and it's like just America, and how it's like how Americans see the world. It's just one country.
That is how World War III starts. Putin is trying to scare people in the West by using this rhetoric, and it absolutely works on people like Joe Rogan. So let's reframe this. The real risk of World War III comes from
You don't know geography? Why are you talking about politics? I can already hear it.
unchecked authoritarian aggression. It doesn't come from a small country defending itself from authoritarianism. Let me say that one more time. The real threat of World War III comes from unchecked authoritarianism, like that comes from Russia or China or I guess now Trump.
The first time one of those has ever been used.
That's insanity.
It's fucking insanity, because those intercontinental ballistic missiles can have nukes on them. This one didn't.
That is true that they can have nukes, but it's false that the first time this has ever been used. This is not the first time. Russia used this for the first time in a new, unique way, and it's because Vladimir Putin is, again, trying to scare people in the West.
Let's just do a quick Google search, I guess. I'm not editing this video at all. What are the names of the missiles? Fuck it, whatever. I'll just use. Has Russia ever used intercontinental ballistic missiles in a combat zone with non-nuclear warheads? That is a fucking mouthful of a question. I wish I had ChatGPT. Fucking hell. Ukrainian war, first use of MIRV in combat. Why non-nuclear MIRV missiles? Yeah, so it is the first time. This guy's just saying whatever the fuck aligns with his narrative. Yeah, whatever. We'll just go off of the headline, which he says I'm not supposed to do.
From what I've read, it seems like Vladimir Putin was kind of saving this specific missile, waiting, just so that he could shoot it and have it not really strike anything big, and then the media, all of the usual suspects, people like Joe Rogan and Elon Musk would then boost that and say, World War III is going to start. Let me continue. Let me finish the clip.
But if it does, the whole world changes, and it changes because of the military-industrial complex, and it changes because of the money that's going to Ukraine, and it changes because the outgoing president or whoever the fuck is actually running the country has decided to do something fucking insane.
Yeah,
fucking insane. And we're all sitting there watching it, and people are cheering it on.
Dude, you know what's insane is North Korean troops going to Russia, Russia mobilizing North Korean troops against Ukraine, and then people like Joe Rogan not even bringing that up as an escalatory path. Sorry.
Did he not bring it up? I don't know. I mean, when you think about it, North Korean troops are probably the weakest thing I've ever seen. They're the grunts, not even grunts, they're cannon fodder. They are the bodies that Russia will throw in front of the bullets. They are fucking useless. Dude, they live in a country where nobody knows what a computer is. They stare at the front page of Google because they've never seen the internet. These guys are fucking stupid. They are malnourished as shit. I remember, you know, those North Korean soldiers that run across the border, like getting shot at and shit, and then they get discovered to have like fucking maggots in their feet and stomach, and like they're just eating dead mice, like mice, not even rats. They get mice. They eat dead mice. They're the weakest troops ever, bro. They're useless. I mean, and on top of that, what do you think the gear they're going to get is? It's going to be the shittiest gear possible. The only reason North Korean troops are in Russia right now is because, one, North Korea wants to train them, and two, Russia wants the gear off of those dead North Koreans, bro, because they probably actually have bulletproof helmets and working guns. But I mean, like, who knows? I mean, they might get to like a fucking Russian barracks and they'll just have all their good shit taken, and then they'll get like those fucking cardboard helmets.
CNN was saying, like, finally, see what their headline was.
I've actually watched quite a bit of Ukrainian war footage. I wish I hadn't. I've seen a lot of fucking dead people. It's terrible. It's a terrible war. But I'm telling you right now, Russia is fucking losing. They have the shittiest gear I have ever seen.
About Biden giving Zelensky the ability to use long-range missiles. U.S. made long-range. It's not like nobody knows where they came from. It's not like nobody knows we've been funding this. It's a proxy war. The whole thing is fucking insane. It's insane. Come to the negotiation table. Sit down. Work this out. Stop killing everybody. U.S. allows Ukraine to use.
Is that a crazy fucking thing to say? Is that really a crazy thing to say?
Long-range missiles. So what did they say?
He's looking for a headline. He's looking for a headline here that he read. He read a CNN headline.
Someone had said that, like...
That's a left head... What are you talking about? He read a CNN headline? What the fuck? Dude, you believe in CNN, don't you? What? And even if you don't, like, it's CNN. The headline is the story.
CNN was saying that it was a good thing.
Wait, someone said that CNN had said. Let me listen to that one more time.
What did they say?
Do you think, okay, hang on. If CNN says in the headline, first time intercontinental ballistic missile is used in a war zone, is that really bullshit? That's the hook. The hook is a fact. It's just interesting. That's the most interesting part. I mean, I'm for headline reading. I'm for headline reading. But I mean, like, sure, sometimes you should read the article, but I mean, like, this, I don't know, dude. Just read the fucking headline.
Someone had said that, like, CNN was saying that it was a good thing.
Joe Rogan heard someone else say that CNN had said that this was a good thing. He didn't actually read the headline himself. He's not even a headline.
Oh, I'm way off.
Reader. That's too much work for Joe Rogan's monkey brain.
Which I think is...
It's calling him a monkey.
How has the left gone so far crazy?
I'll admit, Joe Rogan's kind of a fucking idiot. He thinks Elon Musk is a genius. Elon Musk is not a genius. He is... Elon Musk has money. That's it. He's not a genius. Sure, he might be pretty good at programming. I'll give him that. But like, to say Elon Musk is like the new Einstein is fucking crazy. I heard Joe Rogan say that Elon Musk is the greatest inventor possibly ever, which is like, no, the fuck he's not, dude. He's like Steve Jobs of missiles, like, or rockets, whatever the fuck. Elon Musk doesn't actually, like, he's not in the back, you know, making rockets that land. He's not doing that. He hires people smart enough to program that kind of shit and do that and like build the rockets in a certain way. Like, he's not the one doing that. He hasn't built the Tesla car from scratch with his own fucking mechanical skills. No, that's crazy.
Crazy that they think it's a good thing to launch missiles.
Joe Rogan's stupid sometimes, bro. Like, that is a dumb thing to say.
Oh my lord. Russia is the one that has launched missile after missile after missile into Ukraine, and Ukraine gets the ability to fire back with American military equipment once. It's been like a week since Biden made this decision, and Joe Rogan is literally falling hook, line, and sinker for Vladimir Putin's attempt to have a monopoly on escalatory rhetoric. I'm going to keep saying that because when Vladimir Putin is the only one who is allowed to use escalatory rhetoric and not get checked, that leaves the West powerless.
That's what's scary about life is like you don't want to pay attention to that shit. You just want to live your life. You want to just be carefree and have fun and do the thing that you're passionate about. And meanwhile, the world is burning.
That's what the Ukrainian
Why would you pause that?
citizens want, man. They just want to live their lives in their city.
Right. So let's talk about peace. The fuck? You agree that they want to live their lives. That doesn't include fighting Russia.
These are burning, and again, if we lived in
How the fuck does pushing further into Russia, bombing Russia, make Russia go, okay, we're done? No, dude. Putin has to have a show of power. He needs to look powerful. You just have to give him an out. That's all you have to do. Be like, Putin, here's the out. Fucking let's end this now. And as long as the US is the one doing that, going like, okay, let's fucking end it. Let's stop. That's like, okay, you ever seen like a street fight? Here's a good analogy. You ever seen a street fight? You know, like one dude who knows UFC stuff and the other guy doesn't. The UFC guy is Ukraine and the guy who doesn't is Russia. Russia is getting its ass fucking kicked. But here's the thing. Russia's got a girlfriend and it's watching the fight. So Russia can't stop. It's just going to keep fucking coming. And Ukraine is just beating the shit out of Russia and nobody's stopping it. The US needs to be the one to go in the middle and be like, okay, break it up. So Russia doesn't look like a complete bitch in front of its girlfriend, which is the Russian population. Okay? Maybe that wasn't a good analogy. But you know, they need an out. That's all they need. And the US can be that out. That's what I'm thinking. That's what I think Trump is thinking. So that's all, bro. I mean, I don't think Kamala Harris. I don't think Kamala Harris was going to be the one to do that, to give Russia an out and end the war.
in a strong democracy with an informed populace, and we could go day to day without worrying about shit like this, but we don't.
And you can't do anything about it. It's like, at that high level, it's like there's nothing.
Well, we can. We voted Trump in, and his idea is to stop all this shit, and hopefully he can do that.
His idea is to stop all of this shit. It just.
Yeah, I mean, he's the only person who ran saying that. Kamala didn't do that. Biden didn't do that. He's the only person that said, I want to stop the wars. People like that. People like peace.
Such a simplistic view of the world. Do you think that if Biden had a magic wand, he would stop the war in Ukraine and give Ukraine their land back? Absolutely.
Is this guy retarded? Yo, was this guy fucking retarded? You know, Leafy. All right. No, dude. No, Biden would not do that. Biden wants money. He wants to make money for the country. What makes money for the country? Building missiles and giving them to Ukraine. Not even selling them. If we... Here's the military complex. We make a bunch of weaponry. The weaponry starts to expire, so we give it to a country in a proxy war against Russia. We've always done that. That's the military complex. Fucking whatever the fuck. I'm not entirely sure how we make money off of that. I just know that that's how we get rid of our old shit to keep our military number one. That we have the newest and best stuff. Because like, how do you... To dispose of a missile is so expensive and not worth it that it's easier to just give it to a country that'll fire it at another country that is against the U.S. You know, like Palestine. We'll give our shit to Israel. We'll give our shit to Ukraine. You know, we used to give our shit to like fucking countries fighting in Afghanistan. Like we just give our stuff away. Sometimes we sell it, I guess. I don't know. But that's the way the U.S. works. We don't just fucking, you know, we don't love peace. And that's why it's such a crazy thing for Trump to say he wants peace for the U.S. because it's honestly not that good for our military.
It's not that simple. Trump is the one who made the promise at 20.
It's probably why people want to fucking kill Trump. That's why the deep state wants to kill Trump and make him lose. Because he's going to fucking throw a wrench in the military industrial complex. But I think he's promised the deep state, hey guys, let me stop the wars. But in return, let's throw 1 million tariffs on every product and raise the price for everything. So let's fuck up the economy for poor people, but we can stop the war.
24 hours after being inaugurated, the wars would all be done.
I'm like half for Trump and half for Hillary, but I'm very anti-war. I'm very anti-war. So I'm pro-Trump in this case.
That is not true, even though there was one Newsweek headline that said...
Economically, did I say Hillary? Economically, I'm Harris. Politically, I'm Trump. I'm, like policy, I'm Trump. Economically, Harris. Policy, Trump. That's what wow. You can really hear, you can see my brain, you can hear my brain going into double time. Fucking smoke coming out my ears right now.
Hamas is seeking peace. Hamas asks for peace every week. In their version of peace, their peace deal is, hey, give us all of Israel, give us all of the land. So yeah.
If I didn't put this on speed up, he'd probably sound just as dumb as I am.
Russia has successfully convinced the idiots in America, people like Joe Rogan or Elon Musk, they are on the verge of starting World War III. But Zelensky was right when he said that Putin is terrified. Putin is terrified of the West actually using escalatory rhetoric back.
But, man, fuck. We got 60 more days until Trump gets in or whatever it is.
This is how I make him sound dumber than me. Just make it slightly slow.
How many days is it, Jamie? But who knows? Maybe once he gets in, they'll ramp it up.
Dude, this guy is just like a drooling idiot at this point. He's literally sitting there counting the days till Trump gets in because he thinks we're on the verge of World War III. What kind of algorithm is Joe Rogan trapped in? Joe Rogan thinks that the world is burning around him and that Trump's going to ascend from the heavens and fix it all. It's just annoying.
Solar panel guys, solar panels. I'm so for Trump right now. I have a boner. As a Ukrainian, I feel deeply ashamed that our resistance prevents Joe Rogan from enjoying his life and relaxing in his multi-million-dollar.
You know the U.S. solar companies.
What did I just do? In his multi-million-dollar mansion in Texas. I don't think. Okay, that is pretty funny. Yeah, that is. Yeah. That's not true. I mean, that is like a very simplified version of what Joe was saying. I don't think we really got a full context here. I feel like narrative wise, we heard Joe Rogan talk for like 3 minutes out of context clip. And then just me and this guy babbling about shit we don't really know fully about. So not really the best way to take in this information. I don't know why anyone would watch this video. Ukraine has every right to defend themselves. Yeah, they do. Joe didn't say that. He says he wants the war to stop and we should just go to a peace talk with Russia and Ukraine. Fucking get this thing done peacefully. What does a war always come down to, It always comes down to a peace talk after millions of people died. How about we come to a peace talk after hundreds of thousands of people died instead of millions? How about that? It always comes down to the same fucking thing. Do we have to just wait until more people die? That's, it's okay for Russia to have launched missiles for the last 2 years, but Ukraine can't. Yeah, no, they can't because Ukraine doesn't have nukes. Joe, stick with the Bigfoot and UFO stories. Yeah, he should, I think. I don't know. Joe Rogan talking politics, at least Elon Musk style politics, can get kind of annoying. When he jerks off Elon Musk, it pisses me off. Because, dude, Elon Musk is not a fucking super genius, okay? He's not. He's not building the fucking self-landing rockets himself. Stop giving him credit for that. Rogan is beyond reprehensible. He's also ignorant. We forget Russia invaded Ukraine. Ukraine has been fighting back. That is called self-defense. How you honestly say Ukraine is starting. Who the fuck said Ukraine's starting war? The fuck? When did Joe Rogan say Ukraine is starting a war? Oh, starting World War III, he means. I mean, yeah, you can. Yeah, they're in self-defense, but they can start World War III for sure. I'm sure there's wars that have. No. I don't know. It's like Rogan is witnessing a home invasion and sympathizing with the burglar. No, dude. He's not sympathizing with the burglar. He's sympathizing with the fucking with the humanity of all of it, you know? Watch a person here. Watch a Russian try to run away from a drone, limping and bleeding out, and then they get blown up. It is depressing, it's evil, and it's sad, okay? It's also definitely against the Geneva Convention. You cannot just kill someone when they're surrendering. I've seen videos of people surrendering to drones and then they get chased and they start to run away and throw their gun at the drone. They're completely unarmed at that point and they get chased down and blown up with C4. That's fucking evil. Okay? That is evil. All right? Let's not just go, oh, Russia's a burglar. Behind Russia, there is actual human beings. The Russian army has human beings. Stop trying to fucking dehumanize them. All right, we need to end this fucking war, dude. Especially because it is escalating. You cannot say it's not escalating. I am an American born here. I don't give a fuck about your life story. I'm amazed at how stupid America has become. Really? I think it's always been kind of dumb. Joe Rogan is an idiot and should be held accountable for his lies and BS. That's just an opinion. Hey, that's just like your opinion, man. Joe Rogan is such a tool. You know who's a tool? Someone who pays this channel money. You're a loser. From all Ukrainian people, thank you so much for what you're doing. Yeah, definitely. I think the Ukrainian people are very brave and strong people. I think what they've been able to do is fucking amazing. You know, I think they are very American. They definitely deserve our support. You know, give them the weapons they need. But it should only be self-defense. Protect your border. Do not invade Russia. That's what I think. From all Ukrainian people, thank you so much for what you're doing. Are you even Ukrainian, dude? Keep calling Joe Rogan out. He is a danger to our country. No, he's not. The fuck? Rogan has been an idiotic POS for a while now. I don't know about that. Rogan, for a while now. I'd say the moment he pissed off the left is when he had on, I think Adam Driver or something, who came on and said that alpha males and beta males are not real. And that, you know, in fact, beta males are actually the alpha males. And then Joe Rogan's like, shut the fuck up. What are you talking about, you dummy? He starts talking about women or transgenders in sports, and he just fucking absolutely owns the guy. I feel like that's when this guy got offended. Rogan has the mentality of the average Trump voter. That's how we got here. I will say, the average Trump voter, they want the war in Ukraine to stop for the wrong reasons. They think that we're giving Ukraine billions and billions of dollars. Not really. We're giving them billions and billions of dollars worth of weapons, maybe cash, but I don't think so. And they're like, oh, we want the war in Ukraine to stop, kill Ukrainians. They want to, dude, the people who vote for Trump, a lot of them, I will admit, they want to cold turkey Ukraine. They want to just have the U.S. pull all support away from Ukraine and just leave Ukraine for the wolves. I am so against that. I'm very much against that. I want an actual peace treaty that's like, you know, we're all gonna just stop, okay? Just stop. That's what I want. I'm not entirely sure how that's gonna happen. I feel like Ukraine might have to give up like a few miles of land. I have no idea. Keep doing what you're doing, Adam, because we need the truth. I stand with Ukraine. Ukraine is not the enemy. No, they're not. I feel safer with Trump in the White House. What? That's just crazy. I do. I feel safer. I used to get worried when Trump was in the office before because he was threatening North Korea. But, you know, with Biden in the office and fucking sending missiles into Ukraine, that's not really a good thing. So I'm way more safe with Trump in office, I think. At least for now. That could change. Anyway, I'm going to end it.